My dear students, today I will take up loop ST and STR. The ST sound may be represented in short form by attaching a loop extending to half the length of the stroke to which it is attached. Example, you see this seam. We know the circle S is written inside a curve, a small circle. Now we have to write the outline for steam. Before M, ST sound is there. So you write a loop extending to half the length of the stroke to which it is attached. Between ST and M, there is E vowel. Between two consonants, when there is a third place vowel, we have learned that it should be marked to the second consonant preceding position. So in case of horizontal, preceding is upward, third place E vowel you have to mark here. It is written on the line because horizontal stroke should not be written through the line. So stay loop is written inside the curves, and in case of straight stroke, it is written with the left motion as in the case of circulars. You see another example. SOWN, sown, STONE, sown, S plus O plus N, circles and N, oval is marked here, it is written on the line. Stone, ST plus O plus N. You write ST loop inside the curve, ST loop, N, and then O oval. Another example, sake, S plus A plus K, sake, surplus K, A vowel. Now we have to write stake. Before K, St loop is there. So St loop and then K, A vowel. St plus A plus K, St. Finally, when the St loop is used, it represents the heavy sound of ST also. That is SD, ST, SD, and ZD also. Finally, when a loop is joined. For example, when you write P2 loop and mark vowel, it represents both POST post and also POSED posed. Fused. F T loop U diphthong, it is written through the line. Here it represents ZD sound. Disposed. D circle P stay loop disposed. So initially loop represents only the sound of ST. At the end, when ST loop is used, it represents both the sounds of ST, SD and also ZD. Now you see these two words, cost and caused. So I told you that finally stay loop represents both ST and SD. Here in this case, if you apply stay loop, what happens? Both of them look alike. So if two words have the same consonant structure, then we try to write them in different ways. For cost, we use stay loop. For caused, we write in full so that we can distinguish between cost and caused. Like circle S, if there is T loop in the beginning, ST sound has to be pronounced first. If there is T loop at the end, that ST, SD or ZD sound should be pronounced at the end, as we do in the case of circle S. This T loop is not employed when a vowel comes between S and T or after ST. If a vowel comes, then the short form, that ST loop, is not employed. In that case, ST sound is represented by circle and T. Example: best, bestow, beset. Best, there is no vowel between S and T or after ST. Here you can employ ST loop. But in case of bestow, after ST, O vowel is there. So here you cannot write ST loop. You have to write B, circle and T so that you can mark that vowel. In case of beset also, between S and T there is A vowel. So here also you cannot use ST loop. So you have to represent this sound of ST by writing circle and T. B circle T. Beset. Another example: rust, rusty, receipt. Rust, here you can employ ST loop because there is no vowel between S and T or after ST. But in case of rusty, after T, E vowel is there. Here you cannot ST loop, use this ST loop. So you have to represent the sound of ST by writing circle and T. Re, circle, T. Rus, T. In case of receipt also, between S and T there is E vowel. Here also you cannot employ ST loop. You have to write Re, circle, T so that you can mark the vowel. After ST loop, if the sound of S comes, then that circle may be joined to ST loop. For example, taste, Taste. Now we have to write tastes. What you do? You write taste, you go forward, you add another small circle. The sound of S is added. The ST loop may be used either initially, medially, or finally. Step. It may be used initially. Taste. It may be used at the end. Testing. It may be used medially. So ST loop may be used either initially, medially, and finally. Now, STR loop. The STR sound may also be represented in short form. You compare these words. MASS, mass. MAST, mast. MASTER. Mass. S is represented by a circle. ST is represented by joining a loop extending to half the length of the stroke, mast. Now, after M, here STR sound is there. STR is represented by writing a loop extending to two-thirds of the length of the stroke to which it is attached. Fast, faster, fast, F still, faster, F stirred, two-thirds of the length of the stroke. This stir loop should never be used initially. Stir loop may be used only medially or at the end. It should not be used in the beginning. So, master we use at the end, masterpiece we use in the middle. But stir loop should never be used initially. The stir loop short form is not employed when a vowel comes between ST and R. We should not use stir loop. In that case, stir sound is represented by writing circle, T and ray. For example, poster, posture, poster, you can employ stir loop. But posture between ST and R, there is U sound, diphthong. So in that case, STR is represented by circle T and ray. P, circle T and ray. Pause between T and R, U diphthong that may be marked here. Circle S may be added to the stir loop when it is there at the final. For example, luster, Luster, or luster. Lusters, L, stir loop, circle. You can add a small circle after stir loop like this. So this is about loop ST and STR. Now, you take exercise 35, you read the outlines, copy the outlines and transcribe them into longhand. Check up with the key. If you make any mistake, you write it several times so that you will not repeat that mistake. In the same way, exercise 36, go to the key, read the shorthand outline, copy the shorthand outline and transcribe into longhand and check up with the key which is given at page number 45. Next, the grammar logs in this chapter. If you write still up, you see how I write upward to downward and downward to upward. If you write still up on the line, it represents first, F-I-R-S-T, first. If you write N circle above the line, it represents influence. If you write N still up above the line, it represents influenced. If you write N still up on the line, it represents next, N-E-X-T. If you write M still up above the line, it represents most. If you write ing thick above the line, it represents language or owing. If you write the same thing ing below the line, it represents young. If you write ing on the line, it represents thing. Next, L on the line represents Lord. W on the line represents we. You practice these grammar logs, write each grammar log one page. After this, you write the grammar logs that have come in the previous chapters, at least one line each, and memorize them. Now, I will give the dictation. After practicing all the words and grammar logs, you take up this dictation. Get ready. Exercise 37. The first cost of the new styles may be heavy, but it will soon be repaid by the saving in waste and by the immense sales which will follow. Full stop. Business must be influenced by the fact of our having the best and cheapest and latest styles to show to customers, and we think they will endorse our hopes. Full stop. We are seeking also to influence the big buyers to ask to see the new designs, and if they can be induced to look at them, we think business must follow. Exercise 38. The language of the young barrister in the case was most stately, and it must have influenced both judge and jury. It almost looked as if the case was lost at the first because of the calm way in which the opposing counsel set out to state the facts for his side. But the young barrister faced the test fairly, and his language and style, though different, showed him to be a master of law and logic. Full stop. We shall watch his career at the bar, and we think he must succeed because of his abilities. Next, revisionary exercise A. So I am not going to give the dictation for this. What you have to do is go to the key, you will find the shorthand outline. You read the shorthand outline, copy the shorthand outline, and transcribe it, and then you check up with the key that is given at page number 47. If you practice this revisionary exercise, you will be practicing all the grammar that have come in the previous chapters. Thank you.